Greetings everyone. I had a request to talk about how I fitted up the Kriega OS based universal fit to the Tiger 900. Kriega don't make a specific fit for the Tiger, and so a couple of people have commented about how I fitted it up and the tips and tricks I've learned. So if you're thinking about the Kriega OS based universal fit for your Tiger, or you've perhaps got it already fitted and you're not quite happy with it, check out some of the tips and tricks that I've learned. Let's get into it. Turning now to the bike. So this is the bike without the OS base fitted, obviously. This is a 2024 Tiger 900 Rally Pro. Any Tiger from 2020 on, any Tiger 900 from 2020 on, this video will suit it, because the rear of the bikes from 2020, even though they had quite a change in 2024, is the same. This bike, my bike's got the Triumph Factory Expedition top box plate fitted to it. I also have the Expedition racks, which are off. I'll show you how it fits up with this. You can still fit the universal fit with the factory just base plate under here. Slightly different, but it's quite easy to do. And on first glance, you go, wow, with those grab handles, that looks pretty wide. But the universal fit fits nicely inside this, and I'll show you a trick to make sure that that works. And these can still operate your grab handles with the base on. So what do we have to start with? So this is the Kriega OS 24 combo pack. I'll put a link in the description so you can see that to their site. So this comes with the OS base universal fit, which is the base as you'd expect. And this is the OS 24, as I've said, which comes with two 12s. It's even written on the side. Two 12-litre bags. On the site you'll see you can get the combo as the 12-litre combo, which is two 6-litre bags, this one with two 12s, or you can get it with two 18-litre bags, and that's called the Combo 36, obviously. So that's what we've got to start with. So let's start with how we're going to fit the base. So the first thing we're going to do to start our kit, putting it together, is we're going to take the OS mount loops which come with a kit, which is quite a cunning little system. It's just a 3mm, you're going to need your 3mm hex. It's got a base plate, it's got the little Hypalon, whatever that crazy fancy tough material is in the loop, hooked with two nylon washers and a top plate. So my first one, so this is the way we're going to do it on the Triumph mounting plate for the Trekker luggage. I'll show you, if you don't have this, I'm going to show you how to mount this. But if we've got this, when I first did it, well, you drop the bits, and never find that again. Oh no, there it is. When I first did this, I thought, well, I'll just put it on the top like that, and this screws into the bottom. But then, of course, that's going to foul if I want to put the top box on here. So, lo and behold, you just turn it round the other way and put the loop underneath, like so. That goes there. We put the loop first. We get our little Loctite. We put a dab of Loctite on the bolt so it doesn't come off. This goes underneath there, and I'll show you how that works. So with a little dab of Loctite on the thread, I'm using 243. Oh, too much, just enough. Got our 243 Loctite on there. Place this underneath. Righty tighty, lifty loosey. And for you real mechanics out there, you got to remember, because I've flipped it, to tighten it, we've got to go left underneath. So we grab our 3mm hex, orientate that so that the loop's about that angle coming out here. Put our 3mm hex on it, hold the loop at the bottom, and tighten. there we have it. I'll show you what it looks like underneath. Now you can see the loop underneath the alloy plate with an angle sort of like that, because we're going to run our little plates, our little straps up to that. So you're going to say, well, that's all well and good, Mike, if you've got the plate, but what if I don't and I've got the factory one underneath? So what you're going to do to mount that up is you're going to pull this apart and you're going to take the loop out, just like that. You're going to take your, you've got the loop, your screw, and your little nylon bush. There's your parts. And then underneath, you're going to mount it onto one of the factory bolts that were there. Let me show you where that is. So here's the factory plate underneath the accessory plate. So to mount the mounting loop, you're going to go under here, underneath there, and you're going to remove that nut. And then you're going to do this. You're going to put your nylon, followed by your loop, followed by another nylon, followed by the factory nut washer, nut bolt. What am I saying? That factory bolt. No, factory nut. Come on, Mike. And that is where the loop will sit under there. If I demonstrate nicely. Oh, can we see it? There we go. It's going to sit under there for the rear loop to come up to attach to. Sorry, the rear strap. Got that? Cool. So now we've got the mounting loops mounted up, and you can see that we've got clearance now here so that the top pannier, the top box, can still fit on without any issues. So you can see if that was on the loop there, it'd foul. Now we want to get the OA space itself mounted up, and here's the trick. We're not going to do this because it's way too narrow. Remember, this is the universal fit, so we're going to slot them down between that. And what we're going to do is we're going to get it nice and tucked in, get the Kriega one centered, or as I found, just slightly to the right, because remember we've got the silencer on this side, so just slightly to the right. And we're going to tuck it right back in hard against the grab rails here. We're going to mount up our front one, go inside the frame. You can see on my bike, I cut slightly out of frame, but the pegs are taken off. You can use the pegs to mount it, but I prefer to ride off-road with the pegs off. So the great thing about the Universal is that it does, and on the Triumph, there's a nice mounting point around that bottom subframe there, and you're going to attach that to the very top one of the loop there. Same on the other side, exactly the same. Tuck that right in. Then we're going to take our rear loop, and on the Tiger there's a little knob here for Oki straps, as Aussies call them, or bungees as Kiwis call them. Not sure what you Americans call them. Put a comment below. What do Americans call bungee straps, or Oki straps as the Aussies call them? Anyway, so that's going to go, and then we go, and this is quite tricky because of that bungee, there's a little knob here. It's a little tricky, so we're going to push this under there. We're going to go over top of the indicator, and then we're going to attach it to our mounting loop, which we've put on already. And that's a little bit tricky, but we just get under there, and we mount that on with the open face pointing out like that. That tucks under, and then here's our strap. It's under there, and we're going to fix that up. Just leave it not too tight at the moment until we get the other side. But that is now nice and tucked in there. We'll do the same on the other side. We're on the right side of the bike now, and this here's the other trick which we need to do to fit this up, is that the silencer on the Tiger has got a small guard which goes up here. What I found is that it was obviously going to foul the right side. So here we have 3, yes, 1, 2, 3, a Cherbis heat shields. Now it looks a little messy. Well, depending on your point of view, some could say it looks quite rad. I tried just to put one on, just here in the middle. The base was still fouling, so I put 3. So you see what I've done is I'll put one of the Acerbis, and these are on the website at Kriega. I'll put a link up to these. I prefer this to the heat shields, you know, the steel heat shields which stick out. These are silicone, and evidently I've had no issues. So you have one there with the little things facing back, you have the middle one with it facing there, and this one pointed with those facing back. I tried all sorts of different ways, and that seems to be the one that gives the aesthetically the most pleasing and the best protection against hitting this, because as you'll see, let's put this down. It fouls right along, unfortunately, but with those on there, you're going to have no issues at all. There's no connection between hot exhaust and the base. Attached to the front. Just going to cinch this up here. Attach it to the little loop to hold the strap from banging around. And that is the base fitted up. And you can see that it's nice and flat, so you can actually have a passenger on the bike sitting here on there, still got the grab handles that he or she or they can use, and you can put your pegs on if you want to take a passenger and still leave this on. Sweet as. Final fitment of the OS base. You can see that, it's all linked up nice and it's really firm, not any give, it's nice and tight. There's no metal on metal. There's a loop over the strap, under there. Neat and tidy. All right, we're going to get you right in here now to see how we attach the bags. And so you can see there's a bunch of mounting holes in the base plate. So with the OS 12s, I'm not sure about the 6s or the 18s, but this is for the 12s. We're going to be using the very outside loops, so holes here. And all we're going to do is we're going to loop the straps through that and back out around, and that attaches to it like that. Same at the top. We loop in and back out the top. Same at the bottom. In through that lower loop, around the back of the base, and we loop on to the attachment there. That's it. I'll put that together, I'll speed it up, but that's how it's basically done. Final little tip for this, you can see how the grab rails are pushing the bag out. Well, it's a simple matter of just popping that inside there in the middle like that, and I've had these bags fully packed. It doesn't take out any of the capacity and it pushes the bag in nicely, as opposed to that. You want that. There you have it. They're on. So a little close look at now the final fitment. You can see the OS base itself is sitting nice and flat on the rear seat, tucked in just a tinsy bit underneath the grab handles here. You can see that the rear strap fits just under the handle, goes on top of the rear indicator, underneath there, and then it's just tucked under. This is the reverse fitment of the rear fastener. Let's have a look right underneath there. You can see that, quite tidy. Then you can see down here where we've got the Acerbis heat shields there, tucked up. And then the front strap goes to the frame of the bike, and it's on its extended setting. And that works really well when you pull that strap back, as you saw a bit earlier. So that's how it finishes up. Looks really, I think, pretty good. Nice and compact and flat on the bike, which is why you want a rackless system anyway. Folks, I hope that's been useful if you're a Tiger 900 owner or any adventure bike where you're looking at the universal fit. OS base, combo 12 in this case. Hope that's been useful. It certainly is working well for me. They're nice and snug and tight. And yeah, and they look good too. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Take care. See you next time.